If money makes your chest tighten, this is for you. You learn how to budget before you learn how to rest. You check prices twice. You hesitate before buying things you can easily afford. And even when you're doing well, part of you is still bracing for impact. That's not discipline. That's survival mode. You are bad with money. You were responsible too early. In this video, I'll show you the hidden psychology behind that pattern, and why no amount of income, saving, or investing ever feels like enough. And the first insight? It explains why financial success still doesn't feel safe, even when you're doing everything right. You learned early to track every dollar, and that skill didn't come from nowhere. You remember checking prices twice, doing mental math in line, feeling your chest tighten before swiping the card. That hyper-awareness builds discipline in personal finance and sharp financial education, but it can quietly wire anxiety into your money habits. You're not bad with money at all. You're just alert all the time. You see this pattern in movies like The Pursuit of Happiness, where survival mode sharpens focus but never really turns off. You might be safe now, bills paid, savings growing, yet your brain still acts like one mistake could blow everything up. That's financial psychology at work. The first step is naming it. Tracking money is smart. Panicking about spending $20 when your plan says it's fine is not. Here's a practical shift you can apply this week. You create 2 lanes in your budget, a control lane for fixed bills and saving goals, and a freedom lane for guilt-free spending. You literally decide in advance what's safe to spend, so your nervous system can chill. This simple move alone helps people reduce impulsive stress spending by over 30%, according to behavioral finance studies, and it reinforces healthier money habits. You're not losing control by easing up, you're upgrading control. When you master this, finance tips like how to make money or invest stop feeling threatening and start feeling strategic. And here's the twist most people miss: once anxiety drops, clarity goes up. In the next step, you'll see how that same awareness can quietly turn into fear that blocks growth if you don't handle it right. You grew up feeling like one wrong move could pull the rug out from under you. Even now, when things are stable, part of you stays on edge, scanning for threats. That fear pushes you to save, to over-prepare, to master personal finance early. It's useful, but in financial psychology, fear-driven decisions often cap growth before you even notice. You can see this clearly in Breaking Bad's early seasons, not the illegal side, but the mindset. You're constantly thinking, I need total control or everything collapses. You might avoid investing, starting a side hustle, or learning how to make money in new ways because uncertainty feels dangerous. The problem isn't lack of intelligence, it's lack of emotional safety. Here's a grounded step you can apply without gambling your future. You separate survival money from growth money. Survival money covers 6 months of expenses, untouched. Growth money is a small, pre-approved percentage you're allowed to risk. That's how people start with index funds like S&P 500 ETFs, dividend stocks like Coca-Cola or Johnson & Johnson, or skill-based income without panic. This is how financial education becomes practical, not theoretical. When you give fear a container, it stops running your life. Your habits shift from hoarding to intentional expansion, and your money mindset matures fast. This is where real financial confidence starts forming. And once you feel that stability internally, you'll notice another pattern from growing up too fast quietly showing up next. You were forced to grow up fast, way before you were emotionally ready. You learned responsibility early, paid attention to adults' problems, and skipped stages most people take for granted. That maturity helped you master habits around money and survival, but it also trained you to ignore rest, play, and enjoyment. You became the strong one by default. You see this dynamic in the Queen's Gambit. You're sharp, disciplined, ahead of the curve, but there's a quiet emptiness underneath when life slows down. You might feel uncomfortable spending on vacations, hobbies, or even a decent dinner, because deep down, your brain links pleasure with danger. That's financial psychology shaped too early, not a flaw in your character. Here's a concrete reframe you can apply now. You schedule intentional enjoyment the same way you schedule bills or savings. You literally plan rest into your calendar and budget, whether it's $100 a month for experiences, a short trip, or time off without guilt. Studies show people who plan leisure increase long-term productivity and income by up to 20% because burnout drops. That's personal finance with emotional intelligence. You're not becoming irresponsible by slowing down, you're becoming sustainable. When you allow yourself to enjoy what you're building, your money mindset shifts from survival to ownership. And once that happens, another challenge surfaces for people like you. In the next step, you'll see why doing everything alone might be the very thing slowing your financial growth down. You learned early that relying on yourself felt safer than waiting on anyone else. You became the fixer, the planner, the one who figures it out no matter what. That independence strengthens your money habits and personal finance skills, but it can quietly slow down how fast you grow. In financial psychology, isolation often looks like strength, until progress stalls. You can see this in the social network. You build something powerful alone, but real scale only happens when the right people enter the room. You might be trying to learn how to make money, invest, or manage debt all by yourself, bouncing between YouTube videos and trial and error. The issue isn't effort. It's that leverage is missing. Here's a practical shift that actually works. You identify one area where help saves time or mistakes, not pride. That could mean following a proven personal finance framework, joining a small investing community, or learning from books like The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel or I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. People who learn in guided environments build wealth up to 2x faster than solo learners. That's not luck, that's structure. You don't lose control by asking for help, you gain speed. When you let others support parts of the process, your money mindset shifts from I must survive alone to I can expand smarter. And once you start growing faster, another hidden pattern shows up. In the next step, you'll see how working harder without limits can quietly sabotage everything you're building. You learn to associate safety with working harder, staying busy, and never dropping the ball. Hustle became your comfort zone, and over time, that work ethic shaped your identity. It helped you build solid habits, learn personal finance early, and absorb finance tips faster than most people. But without boundaries, effort stops compounding and starts draining you. You can see this clearly in Suits. You're always on, always available, always proving value, even when no one asked. You might feel guilty resting, saying no, or logging off, because deep down your brain believes income equals effort. That belief made sense early in life, but in financial psychology, it's one of the fastest paths to burnout and stalled growth. Here's a grounded move that changes everything. You separate income-producing work from ego-driven work. You track which tasks actually increase income or skills, and which ones just keep you busy. For example, spending 2 focused hours learning how to make money through scalable skills, investing basics, or automation beats 10 hours of non-stop grind. People who work with boundaries earn more over time because energy becomes renewable, not depleted. You don't get rich by doing everything, you get rich by protecting what matters. When you install boundaries, your money mindset shifts from exhaustion to leverage. That's when your work ethic finally starts working for you instead of against you. And once work stops being your only source of safety, a deeper truth about money itself begins to surface in the next step. You don't just see money as numbers on a screen. You see it as safety, control, and peace of mind. When your account balance goes up, you breathe easier. When it drops, even for a planned reason, your body reacts first. That's financial psychology at its core. Money became emotional armor before it ever became a tool. You can spot this pattern in Ozark, not the crime, but the emotional logic. You're constantly thinking, if I have enough money, nothing can hurt me. So you oversave, overcontrol, and sometimes overthink every decision. This mindset can help you build strong personal finance foundations, but it also traps your identity inside your bank balance. Here's the shift that changes the relationship. You redefine money as support, not self-worth. Practically, you do this by tying money to specific roles: protection, emergency fund, growth, investments, and enjoyment, life. When money is jobs, it stops carrying emotional weight. Studies show people who separate money by purpose experience lower stress and make better long-term decisions by over 25%. That's real financial education in action. You don't need money to prove you're safe anymore. You need money to serve the life you're building. When that clicks, your money mindset softens without losing strength. And once money stops being your identity, something deeper opens up. In the next step, you'll see how renewing your thinking is the final key to lasting peace with money. You didn't just inherit money habits, you inherited beliefs. Beliefs about scarcity, control, pressure, and worth were formed way before you had a choice. That's why Romans 12 verse 2 hits so hard when it says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Your financial psychology doesn't change with more money, it changes when your thinking does. You can see this arc in Rocky. You don't win because you punch harder, you win because your mindset shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's just trying to survive and start seeing yourself as someone building intentionally. The same applies to personal finance. When you change the story you tell yourself about money, your habits follow naturally. Here's a practical way to renew your mind daily. You audit one money belief per week and replace it with evidence. For example, if you believe if I relax, I'll lose everything, you counter it with data. Consistent investing, diversified income, and long-term planning outperform constant stress. Reading books like Think and Grow Rich or The Psychology of Money helps rewire those beliefs with tested frameworks. That's financial education that sticks. You're not erasing your past, you're updating the software that runs your decisions. When your money mindset aligns with wisdom instead of fear, everything starts compounding differently. And now that you've seen how these patterns connect, the bigger picture comes into focus. What if the life you want is closer than you think? You remember how heavy it felt at the beginning, like money was always watching you, judging you, pressuring you. You weren't bad with money, you were just carrying responsibilities too early, and that shaped your habits, your decisions, your entire money mindset. Now you see it clearly. You understand your financial psychology, you see why you work the way you work, save the way you save, and why peace never came just from earning more. And that awareness alone already puts you ahead of most people. So let me ask you something real. What happens if you actually apply this? What changes if you stop letting fear drive your personal finance choices and start using intentional habits instead? You already know finance tips, you already know how to make money, but now you know how to do it without burning yourself out. If this is hitting home, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because every video here is built to help you reshape your money habits and build real financial freedom, step by step. And if you're ready to go deeper and actually structure this transformation, this is where everything connects. In the Material Holistic Health, Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life, you'll learn exactly how to create sustainable income streams, organize your finances without anxiety, eliminate destructive debt patterns, and stay mentally clear even under financial pressure. This isn't theory. It's a clear system that helps you align your mind, your habits, and your money so growth finally feels safe. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. This is your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment.